Welcome back to my second video, or third. I have another one, but it's private. I'm not proud of it, but I know that in the near future, I'm gonna look at it like a little pearl from the past. So I'm just not deleting it, but you won't ever see it. But yeah, welcome back to my second video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking with you about what I did during this week. And this week, I did a exercise on SolidWorks. So I built glasses following the tutorial in order to perfect my skills using SolidWorks surface tools. As you can see here, these are the sunglasses that I designed for the brand Oakley. I added a little detail, which is the Oakley logo right here on this part of the glasses is an LED light. Okay, so it improves the visibility of the drivers on the runner's location. I know it might seem weird, why are you designing sunglasses? Especially in the middle of my master's. During my product design bachelor's, I always struggled with the surface tools. It was never my strong point. I always had a problem with understanding which ones could be which because I just had trouble visualizing. Okay, so how can I make this surface create a body? In terms of visualization, I was a bit limited. With that said, I decided I should, since I'm of course using this as an accountability tool, I decided I should post and create content in order for you guys to also evaluate. So of course, if you think the sunglasses are cool, I leave a comment. If you think that maybe I should change, for example, the rubber bits at the end of the stand here, or if I should make them a bit more squared, just let me know, okay? And I'll try to do variations of it, because sometimes it's hard to look at something and see the other different possibilities without having someone actually tell you, hey, maybe you could try this, maybe you could try that. And that's why design teams are so important in the brand. If you only had one designer, the view of the brand literally comes down to one person. However, if you have, let's say, 5 different people, those 5 people can interact and communicate which parts they feel the brand should represent, and then help each other improve. This second part, I'll be talking about the importance of balanced lifestyle. People always say you need to have a balanced lifestyle, go out, blah blah. My take on that is a bit different. Of course, everyone's different. You can have your own takes, doesn't really matter. My view on that's a bit different. I believe that you should have time for 4 things. Time for hobbies, okay? In my case, back in Portugal, it used to be surfing. Now I find my hobby is to actually try and improve my skills, just because I can't really surf here and I kind of get depressed a bit. The second part, it's to find time to exercise. Now, exercise doesn't mean that you need to do a hyperactive activity. For example, going to the gym. That's what I do just because I've gained some weight and I want to shed it. I don't want to shed it because I think I look bad, but I do it just so I can feel that I am healthy. So when, for example, my objective is to, I always do standing bicycle, and every time I go on the bicycle, I try to improve. I try to go up a level, go up 1 more minute, go up 5 more RPMs, whatever, just so I can feel the improvement in my health. I know it might not look like it, and I might still have the same value, but if I'm eating healthy, which is another important part, if I'm eating healthy, and if I'm doing my exercises, I know that I'm being healthy, and eventually all the bad stuff that I ate before is getting cleaned out of my system. Here's an example of my fridge. As you can see, it's pretty basic, just a lot of vegetables and fruits. I drink smoothies every morning. I think that's really helpful when it comes to ingesting the amount of food you want. I know some people have different ways of ingesting food. I just think smoothies, It's easy. I always try to eat a banana and an apple after my lunch with a bit of cinnamon, just so I can have a bit more fruit. And that way, at like half a day, I already have like let's say 4 fruits in my system, which is already quite a lot. Apart from, exercising and having hobbies, you also need to take time for sleeping. I have tried to make myself wake up at around 8 a.m. every morning, and fortunately and unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword. For example, today, it's Sunday. I tried to sleep a bit more, and I just couldn't. At 8:30 a.m., I was already awake, and I tried to go back to sleep, and I just couldn't. My brain's already like, you're kind of already, losing a bit of the day, so, might as well get up. And I was forcing myself, I was like, I just put on some random video just to, like, kind of help me fall asleep, and I just couldn't. So I got up. So it's really important to have time to sleep. More for your mind to kind of settle down, okay? And it's one really good technique that I found out is to actually think about all your ideas right before you sleep. Read a book right before you sleep. Watch a documentary right before you sleep. Because when you sleep, all that fresh information is going to get absorbed. Fourth, and last but not least, there is one essential element for you to have a balanced lifestyle, which is to make time for cooking. Here in the United Kingdom, there's a lot of fast food places, a lot of takeaways, and everything. Thanks to my mom and my dad, um, and also I would say my country's culture, we are taught from young how to cook and it will actually taste better than some takeout, and it will take less time than to get out of your house and go get the takeaway and come back. You can make a meal plan. I don't personally do that just because if I make a meal plan and then I'm kind of a routine guy. So if I say I'm gonna eat this, but then I get to the day I don't feel like eating that, I'm just gonna be like, now I need to eat it because it's already been defrosted, and I'm just not gonna be happy about what I'm eating. So I usually just wake up early morning, eat breakfast. That's an essential key point, which is to eat breakfast before you prepare either your lunch or you choose what you're going to eat for lunch, and also before you go shopping. Because if you go shopping when you're hungry, forget it. You're going to buy everything that you desire, and when you get home and actually put something in your mouth and you're full already, then you look at the things you bought and you're like, why did I buy this? I didn't need to buy this. I could have bought so many healthy actual ingredients. So cooking is an essential part for a balanced lifestyle. Of course, in terms of health reasons. However, it also helps in mental health. If you eat food, for example, like McDonald's, a lot of processed food, you begin to generate a dependency on that food. And once that dependency kind of takes over you, when you're in withdrawal from not eating that for just one day, you're gonna start like feeling it like you need that amount of fat, you need that amount of sugar, because that food is designed to basically make you come back. If you eat McDonald's, you'll notice you're never full. It's like plastic food. So I would say you don't need to buy, I don't know, like my fridge. It has a lot of greens, but it's for my health issues. Okay, you don't need that. But as long as it's varied. Okay, so there's a piece of meat, piece of fish. You have some tuna, can be canned tuna. Okay, but have canned tuna in water, not in brine or sunflower oil. Okay, seed oils can be quite harmful for your health. So stuff like this, and try to buy biological products. So I know in the UK sometimes it's harder. I get my products from Tesco, and most of them are not organic. I'm aware of that. I try my best. Sometimes there's organic mushrooms, so I try to go for those. Try your best to make sure your food is as natural as possible. Anytime you come out of the gym, try to avoid foods which have too much sugar. Can be natural sugar, but try to avoid, for example, grapes and bananas, because those things are high on sugar, and even though they're natural sugars, they can have a bad effect on you. Me personally, I'm not a vegetarian. My mom is. However, she's not a strict vegetarian, so she mainly eats vegetarian dishes. And when I'm back home in Portugal, I follow their diet because I don't really want to cook. But I follow their diet nonetheless. But my mom has always taught me that having a balanced lifestyle, it's more important than anything else. It's actually the things that you put in your body that actually affect the output that you have on the world. So if you don't treat your inside, how can you look good on the outside? For example, myself, um, I have worn glasses since I 7 years old, and I remember I think 14, and I had already in Portugal. I don't know if it's the same in the UK. In Portugal, we have like a system which goes from 0 to 20, okay, and I was already at like five and a half, 525, like five and a half, and 525 in astigmatism, and my doctor was like, you might want to start thinking about doing the operation, because at this rate, especially since you're 14, you're still gonna grow until at least you're 18. The vision's only gonna get worse, because the problem's only it's gonna grow with you. As long as you get continue growing, the problem's also gonna grow. I'm like, okay, and I've never liked, any surgical stuff. Even, for example, Grey's Anatomy, I can't watch it. I know it's just a dummy, but I can't. I don't know. It's like looking at the side of the body. I don't know. It makes me feel weak. I was always like, oh, so what's the procedure? And they're like, oh, we're basically gonna put a laser in your eye. No, no, I don't ever want to do that. And they tried to convince me like, oh, but don't you surf? I'm like, yeah. Do you wear glasses in the water? I'm like, no. Maybe you should try contact lenses. I tried contact lenses. And the thing is, I could take them out easily, but I couldn't put them in. So I was like, I'm not gonna ask, every time I go surf, someone random to just like, oh, can you put me the contact lenses in? No, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna look dumb. I don't know if their hands have any sand on them. And especially with surfing, if there's any grain of sand that gets behind that little lens, it's gonna scratch your whole eye, and it's gonna be damage that you can't really undo. There's no operation for that. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna go like this. And then my mom, she's a bit of a naturalist, and she started looking at options. And she saw that if you eat things with a lot of iron, for example, rocket, it can help a lot with vision. And believe it or not, I started eating rocket, spinach, everything that has iron, and my vision went down. I am now at 475 and 5. And I'm 21, so I've grown until like I'm quite small, so I've grown into like 18, 19, but my vision went down because of the things that I put in my body. So I would say keep that in your mind. Next time you go shopping, make sure that you are actually buying what you need, so you can be a better version of yourself and not just what you want for momentary pleasure. It's gonna be noticeable in your results, both academically and professionally. Of course, I'm not saying don't buy fast food or any of that. Personally, I don't buy fast food. I've made that promise to myself. I don't want to buy fast food because the last time I started buying it, I just got addicted to it. But you can treat yourself to, for example, this right here. It's a bowl of food. Of course, it's chicken katsu curry and chicken teriyaki. Of course, the sauce has a lot of oil, seed oils. It's not the healthiest, but at least it's not processed food. right before you arrive it's being made. It's not, it doesn't have all those preservatives and all those E's that are the most damaging and cancer causing pathogens in your body. That was the video for today, guys. Next week I'm going to be talking about the importance of having objectives in your life, and also the importance of being able to look within and see what's wrong with yourself, both physically and mentally. So stay tuned. I know it might seem a weird topic, but I'll try to make it interesting, okay? So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Ok, os Pinóquios a olhar, mano. E perdi-me.